Now, I'm sure this isn't the first Tesla Model X review that you've seen on YouTube. This model was originally introduced by Tesla in 2012, with customers getting their first cars in 2014. Now, this is 2022. Last year, Tesla came out with the Model S Plaid, and a little later, also the Model X Plaid. No longer is this just a Tesla. No longer is it just a Model X. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the fastest production made SUV in the world. And the haters will say, well, it's just the quickest, 260. It's not, who cares? It's the fastest SUV in the world. It is as fast as a 3.5 to 4 to 5 million, depending on today's crazy market, Bugatti Chiron to 60, which is 2.5 seconds. But in a Bugatti Chiron, you can't put your kids in the second row. You can't put your grandma and her new boyfriend in the third row either and do that. That's right, check this out. I'm sure this isn't your first time seeing the very cool Falcon doors either, but the Model X Plaid has a lot of room. Now, I'm 6'2". This is my driver's position, and this is me sitting behind the driver's position. And again, this thing does 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. There's a lot of room here. Maybe not quite as much room in the third row, but if your grandma and her new boyfriend are kind of tiny, they can still fit back there. You can even fit a bald Swedish guy in the back here with the third row up, although yeah, it's not that much room. That all changes though if you hit this button right here, and you can fold either one seat down or both of them, and you have plenty of room. Now, with the Model X, and all Teslas, by the way, of course, being electric, not only do you have a trunk, you also have a frunk. So you got double storage capacity. I mean, it's the best of both worlds. Now, with it being an SUV and also being an electric SUV, it is very, very heavy because of the 3 lithium batteries that are sitting underneath this car here. Now, I went to a local place yesterday and actually weighed the Model X, and it's 5,460 pounds without me in it. And even still, this thing will do the 1/4 mile in 9.9 seconds. Now, what's interesting about that 9.9 seconds is that the car also, by the way, which we will demonstrate here very soon, have a drag strip mode. But because it's a sub 10-second car, you're actually not allowed to take this to a drag strip because it doesn't have a roll cage. So Tesla, they're kind of like contradicting themselves a little bit with having a drag strip mode, being a sub 10-second car, and also these extremely tiny little rotors here. With a car that is this heavy and has this performance, you would expect it to have like big carbon ceramic rotors and, you know, big pads to be able to stop it. Because the one thing, not that it's horribly bad, but one thing that's not very good with this car is that the braking power isn't all that great, and it doesn't have a roll cage. Now, with all this roll cage talk, I'm obviously joking around a little bit here. Most of the people that buy a Tesla, they don't care about roll cages. A Tesla Model X in general, without it being a Plaid, starts at right over $100,000. A Model X Plaid starts right over $130,000. And if you check every box when you're ordering your Model X Plaid, you're going to end up over $160,000. So someone that can afford a car like this, they're not really complaining about gas prices either. What they want is to save the environment. Now, we can debate all day long if we're really saving the environment by driving EVs. EVs are powered by lithium, and there's a massive amount of earth that you gotta dig up to be able to get to 60 tons of lithium per year, which equates to the current amount of lithium needed to equip the current amount of EVs made every year. I don't want to get demonetized, so we're going to stop talking about that. Because the fact of the matter is, just like the next man, I am a grumpy old combustion-loving car lover myself here, but I have to be honest and say that I am extremely impressed by Tesla and what they've been able to accomplish with their lineup here, especially obviously the Plaid lineup. There is a lot of tech to go over. We're not going to do all that in today's video, but everything is pretty much controlled by this 17-inch screen right here. On the steering wheel, although it's not a steering wheel, it's a yoke, it's a half, you only have a few buttons. So we got turn signals here, we got volume, lights. This is for cruise control, I think. We have the horn, and then, you know, windshield wipers and stuff like that on the steering wheel. Everything is controlled from over here. And what we're going to focus on in today's video is obviously Plaid mode, but it does have 3 different driving modes. It's chill, sport, and Plaid. We got drag strip mode. We'll demonstrate that more here soon as well. The infotainment screen is amazing. It's very responsive. You got tons of different features. I mean, just look at this backup camera and all the cameras and stuff, and the navigation, just absolutely amazing. Now look at this big front windshield. Now filming this today, I'm lucky actually because it's pretty cloudy outside. One thing that has been annoying me is that you guys can still see the sun trying to peek out here. It does get kind of hot, even though this is a tinted portion of the front windshield. Now, to battle the sun, this is what Tesla has done. This is their like sun visor. Now you can move this around all over the place here and like kind of angle it and stuff, but I still feel like it's too small. So when you're driving around and it's really sunny outside, you kind of constantly like this when you're driving. Yeah, it's a cool design, but still weird. Now we got 2 wireless charging slots right here for your phone. Now the big screen, you can actually move around as well. If your passenger wants to have it tilted towards them, they can. Now if we go to the back, we also have a screen right here. On this screen, people can sit and watch YouTube, Netflix, all kinds of cool stuff, control their own climate. We also have little moonroof action going on here for the rear passengers, and as we mentioned already, we have a great leg room. You can close the Falcon door with these buttons right here, open or close. Now these doors are very well designed as well, so even if you're in a tight spot like my little tiny garage, I was afraid I was going to hit like the ceiling and all kinds of stuff. It has sensors all around the door here, so it'll adjust and stop and so on, so you don't bang into something. But I love these doors. They're absolutely awesome. When the door is open, you get in, all you have to do is hit the brake pedal and it closes the door. We have soft closing doors, of course, or you can just use this button right here and then it'll let you know. Hit the brake pedal to drive, and to put it in drive or reverse, you just scroll right here. I mean, the tech in this thing is just absolutely amazing. It's definitely top notch, but in today's video we're going to focus more on the performance. As we said, 5,460 pounds. That's a heavy vehicle, but because it has 1,020 horsepower, by the way, which I've forgotten to mention, and I think it's almost as much torque, you don't really feel the weight in the same way, except for if you're, you know, taking a turn really quickly. But it actually sits very well on the road. Now, if you don't know already, an electric car has all the torque immediately, right away. There's no lag whatsoever or build up. There's no waiting for 3,500 RPM to get all the torque. You have it immediately from a get-go. That's what makes the performance experience so special in an electric car, and specifically in a Tesla Model S or X Plaid with 1,020 horsepower and a lot of torque. Now, since there's no sound, it's hard to, you know, portray how fast this is. I'm just hitting it! Oh my God, it is so freaking quick. Now, for people that haven't experienced a vehicle like this before, it's fun to see their reactions. I took out a couple friends yesterday.
Yeah. The dual motor ones, the Model 3s, but never a Plaid. Dude, that hurts. That actually hurts your body. Oh my gosh. Where did this ever?
I mean, how do you compete with that?
That is
It's insane.
That was insane. Like I said, I've seen other people and I'm like, it's not that fast. It's that fast.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Oh, shit! It just, like, launches.
I know, it's insane.
Damn, dude.
That's 100.
I love the spaceship.
Isn't that nutty? You're like, damn, dude. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to pedals and steering, and then we're going to put it in drag strip mode. What the vehicle then does is condition the battery for peak performance. Now this takes a few minutes, but once this is done, we're going to be able to do a launch control, and that is absolutely bonkers. So okay, so this just took about 2 minutes. So it says peak performance ready. It's launching time, baby. Now doing launch control is extremely easy. So once drag strip mode is enabled and it's in peak performance, the batteries are actually heating and cooling at the same time. All you do is you put your foot on the brake, mash it all the way down, gas pedal all the way down, let go of the brake. Watch this. Oh, that's 60. I mean, it is just absolutely stunningly fast. And the graphics and everything, I mean, it's just so cool. Elon Musk has outdone himself with the Plaid series of the Tesla models. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. So let's talk about this battery. Goes without saying, it's an EV. You don't need to put gasoline in there. What you do need, though, is to charge it pretty much all the time, depending on how you drive it. It is a Plaid. You're supposed to have over 300 miles of range in this vehicle, but if you drive it in Plaid mode all the time and you like to hit it there, here and there, it's just like a high horsepower car. If you drive it fast, it's going to suck fuel more and you're not going to get a good range. Now, I live in Pittsburgh. I don't live in LA or, you know, anywhere in California where Teslas are like the most common vehicle on the road, and they have supercharger stations everywhere. I'm going to show you here on the navigation screen. We click here to charging, and it's supposed to show you here where it has supercharger stations. So we're going to scroll out, and then we're right here. Here's Pittsburgh. There's one right over here, Center Ave, level 1. So this is a parking garage somewhere. Then there's one down here, Franklin Park. I was there yesterday. This is like a get-go or a gas station. And then you have one down here, Cranberry. We don't have all that many supercharger stations. And if you charge this thing at home with a regular outlet, like a 120, it'll take you days to fully charge this thing. Now, what most people do is, you know, invest in a level 2 outlet, just have an electrician come home and do it, and you can probably charge it in about 10 hours. So that's fine overnight. But if you want to find supercharging stations, and even a city that is pretty big like Pittsburgh, it's hard. You got to go like there, and then way over there they have one, and then way down here so they're not as common as like gas stations. And yesterday we had about 40% battery life left, and we went to one supercharger station, and this is how long it took to charge it to 100%. All right, 100%, and it took 57 minutes. But the fact of the matter is that the average EV costs over $50,000, and most people can't afford a $50,000 car, whether they save money on gas or not. Now, I'm sure that whole situation will evolve as well, and the average price of an EV will go down. But for most car lovers out there, you know, it's kind of sad that everything is going towards electrification. Personally, I invite EVs to be around, But it is pretty sad that the internal combustion engine is being phased out, mainly by the government. There's a lot of arguments for and a lot of arguments against. As we mentioned, it is the way of the future. This Model X Plaid here is absolutely amazing. It's cool in every way. It's definitely fast in every way, but it's still not as pure as an internal combustion engine is. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see what the future holds. Let me know your thoughts on EVs in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a huge thumbs up. If you're stopping by for the first time and you haven't already and you want to, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.